Hi, Tiger family. Today is Monday, April 13th. I hope everybody had a happy Easter yesterday. Today's video is primarily for ages third grade and up and parents. The topic for today is over depression. Last week we covered some emotions, um, and I really kind of wanted to go further into the emotion of sadness today. And I really wanted to talk about depression because that comes with that emotion of sadness. Right now, during this quarantine time, um, especially for our older students, third graders and up, through sixth grade, and even our high schoolers, depression is something that is very real, and our students are at risk of falling into right now. Um, just because they're isolated and they feel isolated. They're not getting that face to face contact with their teachers and with their friends anymore, because they're not able to go to school. They may not live in the same neighborhoods. A lot of our parents are not allowing their children to play, with their friends or have the sleepovers or anything, which is great. That's what is being recommended. But the kids are understanding because they're children and they don't understand these new rules. My own children are having a hard time understanding why I won't allow sleepovers or neighborhood children to come over and play. Um, so I wanted to kind of touch base and go over some things to be mindful of and to be watchful of. Um, some warning signs to be looking for to, just kind of watch your children for are um, if they are staying up all night long and really struggling to be able to get into a good sleeping routine. Um, that's a warning sign. If they are sleeping too much, that's a warning sign. And I know you're thinking, well, staying up all night or sleeping too much. You'll know, you know, if they just go, they cannot fall asleep. That's a warning sign. Or if they are just constantly, they're sleeping all night, they're sleeping all day, you cannot drag them out of bed, that's a warning sign. Not wanting to eat, their appetite is gone, that's a warning sign. If they're not wanting to do the things like FaceTime their friends or instant message or text, I think even Snapchat has a video thing. If they're not wanting to have any type of communication with their friends any longer, that's a warning sign. Um, you know, Physicians are even saying, mental health is really something we have to be mindful of right now during this quarantine time because we are so isolated. And that's not just for adults. Our students are struggling. Adults are struggling also. So if you start seeing these signs in your children, please reach out to your physicians, talk to them, find out their suggestions, things that you can do that as your school counselor I can advise you on. Get them outside, get them in the sunshine. If the sun's not shining, get them under the carport or in the garage for 5-10 minutes a day. Just that fresh air will do them a lot of good. Make sure they're eating healthy, balanced meals. Throw some snacks in there at them. A sleep schedule is very beneficial. I'm not saying, they've got to be we got to be in bed and asleep by 9:30, up by 7 o'clock. That's not what I'm saying. But a good sleep schedule. Okay, we need to be off the electronics by 10:30. We need to be asleep by 11:30. Let's try to be up by 9:30ish. That type of schedule. There's nothing wrong with staying up, nothing wrong with sleeping in. I myself am getting up about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Um, and I'm staying up later than what I would. So there's nothing wrong with staying up later and sleeping in, but you got to kind of start watching their patterns, is what I'm getting at. Making sure that they're not developing kind of negative patterns. Start listening to their self talk. Is negative self talk becoming a pattern for them? What's their emotions like? Have you noticed them being more high strung? Are they more defiant? are they becoming more emotional? Are they becoming more prone to breakdown and crying? Whereas that's not something like them. Those are all signs to be very mindful of. Um, Another thing, watch how much screen time they're getting. Too much screen time can be harmful. Then again, if you notice they're not watching as much, that could be another flag for you. Just things, just things to be mindful of, things to watch your children for. Once again, I'm always here for you guys. My email, I check it probably 7, 8 times a day. It's one of the first things I do when I get up in the morning. It's one of the last things I do before I put my phone on the charger before I go to bed at nighttime. I check it numerous times throughout the day. You can also call and talk with Miss Detzel at the school. She's there from 9 to 2 every day, and she will call me. She's got my cell number, and if someone calls and needs me, she calls me as soon as she hangs up with them and says, hey, so-and-so needs you. Can you give them a call? Can you shoot them an email? I'm still working. I'm working for you parents. I'm working for the kids. So if you need me, please don't hesitate to call the school or send me an email, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Um, Hopefully we're not quarantined for very much longer. I hope not. Quarantined with 4 kids. We're making it too. Getting the schoolwork, the AMI work done, and then still working for you guys. So I get it. I know what it's like. But I wanted to make this video because I don't want any of our students or our parents to, fall into that role of self-isolation and just get so far down that you feel like, you're just kind of in this dark cloud and that you are all alone, because you're not. You are not all alone. There are lots of us that are ready and willing to talk to you whenever you need it. Just, reach out, because we are here. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I will be back Wednesday for some career talk. See you guys then.